Today, Saint Germain wants me to talk to you about the Maltese cross. He calls the Maltese cross the symbol of God-controlled power. I want to quote a paragraph from the book Saint Germain on Alchemy by Mark Prophet and Elizabeth Clare Prophet. And they wrote, "The Maltese cross, symbol of the perfect balance of the God flame, as in heaven so on earth, provides a thought and energy matrix whereby the ill effects of personal and planetary karma can be brought under control, and the power of virtue released in their place, that mankind's use of power might no longer corrupt on earth." To me, this is a super interesting sacred geometry. So here's the way it works. You see this wing or arm on top. It's like our crown chakra. It's the funnel through which the power of source or divine energy flows through, and then this energy reaches this crux in the center, which is indicative of our hearts. So the point at the center of the cross indicates that you must always consciously determine within your heart and mind what you want to do with the God-given energy. So once the information comes in through the upper arm, it funnels down into that point in the center, which then fans out to the lower three triangles or arms of power, wisdom, and love in the world of material form. So going back to that crux, right there at the heart center, you get to decide what you do with this divine energy or this information. On the one hand, you can move out to the left, which is the negative arm of power. And in this case, negative is a charge, like a minus charge. It's not a judgment that it's negative. But power can either be for the light or the dark, right? So power can either be for the good of the whole or the good of the one. And so if you only stay on the left side, you may abuse this energy or information or use it for selfish purposes. You have to balance it with the right arm of love and the lower arm of wisdom. If you preserve this divine energy that flows into your heart in purity, then it manifests as perfect. It manifests from energy into perfect matter and or perfect action. Okay, also when you look at this sacred geometry, it looks kind of like a starburst. And the significance of this is that when divine energy and your mind and heart, perfectly integrate, there's a sunburst effect that emits light from the dot in the center of the cross, and that emanates throughout the universe. And here's another quote from the book. "There is focused the balance of spirit and matter, a divine oneness of all planes, a union of the Father, Mother, God, fulfilling the spirals of Alpha to Omega. Through the sacred heart of the soul, wed to the universal Christ consciousness in this alchemical marriage, the light is come and the light does shine." This means that this sacred geometry shows us how, when we hold our light for the planet, it truly does affect everyone and everything. Our balance between divine source and our human authority actually creates a light burst that travels out throughout the world and the universe. I just find that it's very interesting to me that I was brought to this sacred geometry at this time in history when we're looking at issues around power. What is power? How do we use power? And how do we become empowered and powerful? And I believe, too, that this geometry refers back to meditation. So as we know, meditation is helpful even necessary in order to consciously receive the energy of spirit or messages from source, or even just a sense of motivation. So then bring that energy into your heart and use your God-given authorities of power, love, and wisdom to then manifest that information out into the world, right? And this is the second or third time that I've been brought to the message of power, love, and wisdom, and what they are and how they work in our lives. And that these are, for humanity, the most important sacred powers that we hold. And you can refer back to my video, Tip the Scales Towards Love, to hear more about that.